Oh, we get to see these and make nice.
Yeah, we got those today.
Double check that.
Commercial song.
Hello, Alex.
I think it's time one.
Hi, Alex.
It is 4:15 PM.
Hi.
It is still 4:15 PM on April 12th, 2024. I will call this special town board meeting of the town of LaPointe to order. Roll call Mike Anderson.
Here.
Susan Brenna.
Here.
Amy Baxter.
Here.
Amy Baxter here. Samantha Dobson.
Here.
Glenn Carlson here. We also have our town clerk on Zoom and Amy Baxter on Zoom. Oh, and yes, Lauren Berteau, the Harbor Commission Secretary and town official person today. Our first item of business is public comment. Is there any public comment? Hearing none.
I have a public comment. It's a nice day.
It is, thank you. You don't necessarily have to put that in the minutes.
Yeah.
The next item on the agenda is the 2024 ferry line tariff, which the Harbor Commission approved this morning. This is our now time to approve this and get it sent on to the Commissioner of Railroads. So is there a motion to approve the tariffs?
I will make a motion to approve the tariffs as presented with discussion.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded.
I would just point out you were there this morning when we had our Harbor Commission meeting and what we talked about with the small RVs not being in Evan's concern, which was a good concern, but we straightened that out. And I think that everybody should be on the same page about that.
Sure. So the Harbor Commission last week approved a tariff schedule that did not include all of the tariffs, which was basically my fault because I didn't expect them to be approved by then, but they wanted to approve them. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, they didn't approve this part. So that's the thing of schedule of food and whatnot.
Is that
Loads. That did go up a little bit. The $5.25 normal package minimum has stayed the same. And we haven't increased any of the food, beverage, ice trucks. So regardless of size. So those are all staying the same. We're trying to keep food kind of protected. The other thing that was not in there was the Harbor Commission just saw this morning was a surcharge for sanitation. We had originally thought with, I'm trying to remember now how many we had, thought that it would be under $5 round trip per RV, but the ferry line suggested that we exclude the smallest RVs that in many cases don't have toilets, or if they do, they're extremely low capacity and not usually things that people would use. And so when you knock those out, that leaves 600 RVs that came over last year.
higher than the small?
Yeah. And so we've been told by the sanitary district that the cost to process the RV dump station stuff is around 6,000 a year. And 6,000 divided by 600, it's okay. So $10 round trip. So we'll just add $5 to the one way on those bigger ones. And the bigger ones, they're without that, they would have been the smallest one that gets hit with this $5 one way charge. Their one way normal fare is $60. So it's a $5 on top of a 60.
And they won't even know it when they get charged by the ticket seller. That was the gripe this morning was the ticket sales are gonna get yelled at. No, the person who has the RV, they won't know it.
It's not gonna say.
It's not gonna say
charge.
junk charge. It's just, the town is trying to recoup its money until we figure out a way to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically it.
But what you're stating is that it wouldn't have that on separate.
It's just the fee,
The fee.
flat fee.
Perfect.
And it might only be for a year. I mean, maybe by next year, maybe we'll figure out what we're gonna do. But
Yeah,
now,
no, that's
And
good.
why should the taxpayers pay for it?
And I appreciate that it can change.
Yeah.
It's not a,
Locked
You're-
in place.
yeah.
And the other thing that's kind of cool about the tariffs that Robin explained to me, as far as the Office of Commissioner of Railroads, if you decide to charge less than what your tariff is, that's fine. You just can't charge more.
Okay.
So we could,
Mhm.
and so you'll also see in here, we still have the winter surcharge listed. I know the Harbor Commission has been talking at least a little bit about getting rid of that winter surcharge or maybe greatly reducing it because it does really affect year-rounders
Yeah.
mostly. But that's another thing that even though it's in the tariff next fall, the Harbor Commission could say, we're not going to do
Okay.
it. Then that would be fine.
Is there a limit or a time period that you have to wait in order to change something?
There, it's a 20 or 30 day. So for this one, for ours, it'll be 20, I think it's 20 days. It might be 30 days.
So there is a limit.
Yeah, so
Well,
to make an amendment to the tariff that isn't, just going down where you could do that on your own. But to actually increase the tariffs, you have to give 30 days notice to the Office of the Commissioner of Railroads.
Okay.
And then if they don't hear any objections, they'll be okay, you can do it, but they want to have time for people to object.
I made a motion to approve the tariff.
I have one more thing. I was reading about 40% of the riders are card, they hold the card. And is there a way for us to promote that as a community now that the town has ownership of it? Just to let people know it is increasing. With the increase, you can save your money by.
Yeah, that should be like a Gazette article and
Yeah.
something else. I, yesterday was at the annual staff meeting for the ferry line and Robin said it was like the most well-attended one of those they've ever
Oh.
had.
Wow.
And we did talk specifically about that. And at the end of talking about the mag cards and, even if you have a big truck, right, and you can't use a mag, you don't get a discount card on a big truck, still get the passenger one.
Yeah.
Because just the savings from just the passenger one for one passenger, if you go every week, it's like $200 a year you could save. And so I mentioned that, and at the end of my remarks, Mary Ross said, now you make sure you tell all your friends, that they should be getting a mag card if they come over here frequently.
And I do have a question too. Is there a reason why the 240 exists? I only ask because that may limit some people in their ability to get the MAID card. That number might just immediately cut them out because that's a good chunk.
Yeah, and this is something also that I think that the Harbor Commission should look at and could look at, is for one, allowing people to put it on a credit card, which would probably be really helpful and not a huge additional cost for the processing fee.
Yeah.
Oh, put the mag card on a credit card.
Yeah, so you don't have to come up with the, it all at once.
Yep.
The other is that we could lower it. The issue with, of course, lowering it. I mean, at some point, if you have it be like a $50, okay, well then,
Right.
everybody is gonna instead, all the one-time use people are gonna be like, oh, it's better for me if my family and I go over, I'm gonna just get a mag card ahead of time.
Yep.
And that's not exactly what we're trying to encourage.
Yeah. Because right now it's really close to 4 trips, which, makes sense.
Yeah,
So I do understand that.
yeah, but I think we could do the credit card thing, which
That would be helpful.
make it easier. Hello, Zach.
Hello?
welcome.
in the neighborhood, so I thought I'd sit in.
Yeah, we were just talking about the tariffs.
Adjourning.
And are there any other questions about the tariffs?
No.
There was some discussion just before you walked in, Zach, about potentially on the $240 for the mag card recharge. That might be a bit out of reach for some people. And so I said that there had been some discussion potentially about accepting credit cards on that.
I would love to see that happen. That was why I had asked what the percentage, or what the transaction fee was. That, I mean, if it was $1 per transaction or something, then that's a different story than whether it's, 2.25%.
It's a percentage. It's the 2% or 2.5%.
Maybe we can make an agenda item for Harbor Commission.
Yeah, I mean, they could definitely, the Harbor Commission can definitely do that. So.
Or we could reduce the amount to an even 2 or something.
Yeah,
different-
we talked about it anyway.
Yeah. Okay, any other questions,
That was
discussion?
my question, so.
Okay, Amy, any question?
I'm good.
She's good, okay. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor of adopting the tariff as presented, say aye. Aye, opposed? Motion carries. Tariff is adopted. The next item is to approve the voucher of
$64.
Okay,
I will make a motion to approve the voucher in the amount of $9,064 to Bremer Insurance.
Second.
moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi,
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is Harbor Commission members, and the only thing is that, Michael Childers has resigned. Mike Anderson has indicated that he is going to submit his resignation. We do have a sign-up list out there, and I understand, well, I have signed up, and I understand that there are at least 2 other people who have signed up for that. So, and I believe it's till the 18th. I think April 18th is the sort of cutoff.
deadline for.
Yeah, and then the town board will meet on the 23rd and make appointments. That's all I have on members. Public comment B?
So nice out.
It is still nice out. And so we are going to have a special town board meeting next Tuesday. We'll have it immediately following the Harbor Commission meeting. We'll meet together, but officially the Harbor Commission will meet first and then take their vote on this application for a grant from the EPA that I understand will potentially cost about $20,000 to have the engineering and architecture work done.
And that was specifically for the hull design, the people designing the electrical aspect of the boat. We would sign an MOU potentially with them that they would provide the design for us. And if we go forward with the project, we would select them as or
Or if we didn't go forward, we wouldn't use their design.
exactly.
Well, we're out the money anyway.
Yeah,
We have to pay him for that design.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
And it could be used in the future.
yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
different, it's the electrical design that we couldn't use. The whole design we're paying for, and that's,
Yeah.
the person who's designing it, I don't think is the person building the hull. I think that,
Just like an
I believe that's correct.
yeah.
Like a boat architect.
Anyhow, so we will discuss this at our special town board meeting next Tuesday.
What time is that? Is it
We're planning on 3:00.
3:00 for the Harbor Commission meeting, and we're hoping that you can join us at that meeting to hear Cal's presentation. And then it sounds like you would go immediately into the special town board meeting.
Well, our meeting's not till 5, right?
Well, then there's the annual town meeting at 5:00.
okay, so
That's separate completely. That's
as long
where.
as I'm here at 3 and follow you, right?
Yeah.
We could adjust that schedule so that. Well, I think it works like that. It gives more time for question and answer.
Yeah, and then you don't have people wandering in at, halfway through the meeting saying, what are you guys talking about?
Right.
And could you explain it all over again? So, Okay, any other public comment?
I will apologize. I thought the meeting started at 4:30, so I didn't mean to walk in and interrupt.
Oh, that's fine.
No, no worries, no worries. Thank you. Then thank you for going over there today to talk to Cal. I will say that Zach is the new Harbor Commission president
Congratulations.
as of this morning. And he also spent, I don't know, probably an hour or so with Cal today.
Easily an hour.
And was fairly impressed.
Good.
I'm not putting words in your
No,
mouth.
not at all. I was very impressed with his attention to detail and motivation for the job and
Preparation.
Yeah.
you know,
yes,
and
impressive.
safety minded and fiscally responsible.
Yeah. I think we're fortunate.
Yes, very much.
Anyhow, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion carries, meeting's adjourned. Thank you, Zach, and I am going to sign this tariff and Lauren's gonna sign it, and then it's going off to
The Railroad Commission.
the Railroad Commission.
Hi, Maitland gals. Have a good weekend.